how to build a home base for your business in Slack. This is going to include over 20 different automations, and we're going to be going over just basic Slack concepts. I've worked with a good amount of online service providers, some that use other team communication tools, some that use Slack, some that don't use Slack. And I find that no matter working with my clients, that a big question is usually around the team communication tools. This is going to be beneficial if you're watching this, even if you're a solopreneur. Slack seems like a team communication tool. If you don't have a team, I would still be using Slack in the way that I'm going to show you. If you do have clients that you communicate with not inside of Slack, but they're all using Slack, you might want to consider after this bringing them internally into Slack. That's how we communicate with all of our clients. Perfect seamless integration to their other pre-existing channels with their teams. Sometimes they have over 50 plus people throughout other Slack channels that we can just connect into. Yeah, we're going to be going over the automations. I also have gone ahead and built all of the automations before presenting this to all of you guys, and they are all attached here in the Miro board. This is the first time I've actually put the automations like this in the Miro board. It's super cool. We'll be doing this just like this moving forward. And we got over 20 automations to fully automate all of your Slack channels. I'm going to show you every single one to set up. To start off, I have just some general concepts. And number one is going to be that a good amount of people, if you have some virtual assistants that are overseas, they're going to be texting you through WhatsApp. You're going to have clients messaging you through Gmail. You might be even calling some of your clients, not even under a company phone number, but under your personal number. And you might even be texting clients personally. But I'm here to tell you that you should not be doing that, because there is the greatest tool to ever exist. Outside of ChatGPT, my favorite tool is Slack. If you can consolidate not only your team members, your clients, all your messages, all your apps into one place, that is the end all be all. As you guys know, text, email, all these platforms, we cannot directly integrate necessarily all of your other tools and processes. So anybody who is using these is going to need to ideally use Slack. Why do we use Slack? Well, Slack makes remote work very simple. As I'll show you guys, we have automatic notifications coming in predetermined channels for every part of the business, where we're notified about different occurrences, new payments, new subscriptions, new support requests, new tasks, new call, everything. And team members can communicate about it in those channels. Therefore, going and traveling and living a remote work lifestyle completely from having the Slack app on your phone and Slack installed on your computer can make it not entirely effortless, but it'll be great for just overall when you're out and about. It's important to note that messaging your team in Slack channels does not equal using a project management tool. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they will use Slack as a way to delegate tasks to team members, whereas that is the purpose of a project management tool, which can be integrated into Slack to communicate with your team about the tasks that you're delegating to them in your project management tool. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend going for both of them at the same time. I would start off with using Slack. Just don't build it into a habit of delegating tasks inside of Slack. I would be adopting a project management tool. But essentially, TLDR, long story short of what Slack is it's a group of different channels where you'll break down conversations and topics off of different subsets of your business. As you can see here, this is a screenshot of my Slack channel. I have one for my school community, meetings, escalations, hiring, team onboarding, content, marketing, ops, client success, DMs, sales, ads, a couple more channels as well with our clients that are below there as well. But what is this? And it's essentially thought categorizing everything that's happening in your business, just like this photo right here, where if you're someone who thinks like this and you have to have everything extremely organized into different subjects, ideas, notifications, occurrences, requests from your team, this will allow you to break it down into essentially like a mind map or a conversation map. In order to, get set up inside of Slack, we have our program that's going to help you do that, where we have our Slack rules of engagement, where we like to train our team on these rules so that we can have a good environment in Slack, like no direct messaging, no paragraphs unless they're in an organized format, bold all action items, dates and deliverables, hyperlink all links, no sending big links that disrupt attention. All conversations must be held in the corresponding channels at any team members who are relevant instead of the entire channel to avoid distracting others. All members members must organize their Slack channels with Slack sections. As I showed you guys right up here, you can see there's like an emoji above. So yours might be super disorganized unless you're using those sections. Important resources for team members and clients should be bookmarked. Use the reply feature for responses and only send a new message by itself unless it is a different topic or discussion. That one's super important. But when you are going and setting up your Slack, go into our school, train your team on those rules of engagement, get familiar with it, watch me going through our Slack channel, get familiar with the different buttons and the different features of it, and learn right here how to set up those different sections within your Slack channels. Now, the second most important thing is Slack apps, because we're not going to reinvent the wheel with a lot of these automations. As you'd be surprised, there are these things called Slack apps. Instead of downloading Zapier and zapping stuff in, it's just natively integrated into each channel. All your team members can use it, and there's functionality with typing. For example, Zoom. I can just /Zoom and it creates a Zoom meeting automatically in our channel, and everyone can just click on join instead of going and creating a new Zoom meeting. So definitely watch this video going over all of the Slack apps. We also have a Slack apps guide. And this right here, I'm going to be giving you guys access to this Miro board as well. But these are all of the apps that I integrate into my Slack channels and we set up for our clients as well. And this is going to be Canva, Google Drive, Lead Connector, which is high level, Zoom, like I told you, /Zoom. What does it do? Creates that Zoom meeting, Google Calendar, Claude, Asana, Loom /Loom. It literally pulls out Loom, starts recording. Scribe, Miro, open this Miro board up in Slack. Spotify, you and your team want to listen to music as you're working. High Five, you can give employees recognition in a gamified way. Jiffy, you can make the work environment fun with some interesting GIFs. Transcriber, if you have clients send a lot of Looms or videos or audio and you don't like listening to, that, and you just want to read it. And then Translate, if you guys have virtual team members and you want to translate entire feedback on video editing into Hindi automatically, there you go right there. Templates, if you send a lot of, baseline messages and you don't want to automate them, but you want templates. Geekbot for automatically checking in with your team members and reporting it to you. Calendly, Fireflies AI, and Zapier. All of these are Slack apps, and maybe you're using Slack and you don't have Slack apps integrated, but this will save you half of what you're imagining you're probably going to automate in Zapier, because, for example, we could automate a Asana task whenever it gets created going into a Slack channel using Zapier, but the Asana GPT or the Asana Slack app already does that. So we don't necessarily need to do that unless it's a little more hyper specific, as I'll show you in the automations. But those are the Slack apps. Make sure that those are set up inside of your channel. And then from here, we have different channels. Some of you guys might have seen this graphic from before. This is a great visualization of the use of the channels. These are examples of the automatic notifications that are coming in, which I'm going to show you guys how to set up today. Now we have to know what is available over here in Zapier with Slack. Now there's a lot available. These are all the actions, and you guys can explore this in the Miro board. I'm not going to go over all of them, but as you can see, I really don't see with other apps this many possibilities. So there's a lot. And if your entire hub, which a majority of businesses' entire team infrastructure and hub relies on Slack, by solely being even a systems integrator that only does Slack, you can have an amazing business helping other people. And as you'll see, this infrastructure, I would even set this up or sell this to businesses for around $5,000, what I'm about to show you guys. The first thing that we have here is all of our channels, the triggers of the zaps and examples of the messages and all of the zaps themselves. So we have content, channel, client success, ads, sales, hiring, ops, meetings, and onboarding for this example. From here, this is our content channel. So everything content with my video editors are going into here. And you can imagine that I have a Google Drive folder where I put all of our content in that I shoot that he's going to start editing. So anytime I put that into his folder, it sends a notification that says new content to edit, title, Q&A video. But the most important part is that I've hyperlinked the link to the Drive file that we just uploaded automatically. So he doesn't actually even have to see that go into Drive. He just clicks it and it opens it up right inside of Slack. Whenever a video goes up on YouTube, it also notifies the content channel with new YouTube video posted, video, date of uploaded. Please like, comment, share, and give feedback and react to this message. With the link to the YouTube video also hyperlinked, which then automatically pulls it up natively inside of the Slack channel. So they don't even have to go to YouTube. Now they're seeing anytime we post new content, our team can actually watch it and give us feedback inside of the same exact Slack channel as these messages are also firing off. It's important to note the use of the channels isn't just to get instant notifications, but to converse with your team regarding the notifications that are coming in. In this example, if I was my editor, probably comment under this post if there was an issue with the file, so that we can now communicate or correspond underneath the notification that we're getting as well. Then from here, we have new media posted on Instagram. So anytime we're posting short form now, it is also hyperlinking it as well. And we're able to have them go in and see our Instagram post. You can imagine maybe you have a content editing pipeline or other things that you want to trigger in this channel. By having these set up, now you just open up your content channel and your editor knows when new videos are coming in. You don't have to tell him. He doesn't have to go in Google Drive. You're not asking your team members to, hey, did you check out the video I just posted? You're removing yourself from a lot of the team comm work from automating this and referring to anything really important inside of that channel. So what you guys will see is, and I'm going to be sharing this with you guys, is that if you click on this, it'll actually give you all of the automations, the new file and folder to Slack, new video in YouTube to Slack, new Instagram post to Slack. And then you can refer to the copy that is right here, as well as the video we have over how to make it look pretty. As funny as that sounds, Stacia knows how to do that as well with the bolding and the underlines and all that stuff. That is the content channel. Now we have the client success channel. Anytime that we get a new support ticket, whether you're using Jotform, Google Forms, whatever you're using to do support requests, we're triggering this to let us know that we have a new support ticket with the customer, the issue, the request. And what do we do as well? Hyperlink call to action to that support ticket. Then we also have Asana task being moved to a section where we call it project blockers. If there's an issue with, something on a project, boom, project blocker, date, updates, client, click here for another call to action, KPI sheet. Maybe that's not the best call to action and we would edit that one, but I would probably call to action to that Slack task or to that Asana task. So now in client success, you can imagine any feedback forms, anything else that you would like to come in and notify you. Now your client success manager, or even if you're just by yourself, is going to have a channel where when your clients, do a support request or a chat widget or something happens, you're being notified in a consolidated home base where you can then 2 months later look up that message of the customer's name and it'll pull it up in the channel and you can refer to it as well. So next we have ads, and this is where all of our leads from paid ads are going to be sending into, and we can trigger this from a new TikTok lead form and a new Facebook lead form. Obviously, there's steps. I didn't want to make these too intricate where they go into your CRM and do everything else because we have Zaps like that. But this is just a Slack pack, I'm calling it, for new leads, new on Facebook and TikTok. They can come in, do the other stuff in the other Zaps, but at the same time, they can then notify you new TikTok application with the name, phone number, and call to action to view the appointment setter tracking sheet, and call to action to view the TikTok ads, and a instructional message to our VA to follow up within 5 minutes or less and react to this message. So from there, then we have the sales channel. So this one, you could separate this sales channel into like leads and sales. This is all preference. It doesn't have to be exactly, but use this as a reference. Pipeline stage change. Whenever we get a new lead in our CRM, we are saying we have a new opportunity, name, value, source, etc. Follow up within 5 minutes or less. Then we get a new paid member in our school. Boom, new Go High Level school member. Click here to see cash flow tracking sheet. Click here to see our school program. Boom, new payment in Stripe. New payment. Boom, new payment received. New dispute. Boom, could send you a dispute message. So now we are using the sales channel with our sales team members, BDRs, closers, yourself, maybe you're by yourself, and now you're getting notified, because I could get notified on my school app every time we get a new member. But if I'm working in Slack throughout the entire day and I want my team to know as well, because they're helping me run the company, then these notifications are crucial and extremely important alongside those call to actions, making it seamless. Then we have onboarding, new form response, onboarding form submitted, boom, group member intake, member source, biggest challenges, top 3 bottlenecks. Click here to see our school program. Click here to see our intake form database. Then we have document completed. So let's imagine we get a new client that just signed a contract. Boom, new client to onboard, client's name. Click here to view our onboarding pipeline. What you can see is that now if we want to know our clients just based off of that are in the status of onboarding, we have a whole channel, and anything like an onboarding call, which I've put that here under meetings. You can imagine you could move these up to your onboarding channel, just all off preference. Anything onboarding related, you're going to be notified. Now your team is literally only using that channel for talking about onboarding related stuff, and they're getting the notifications and they're reacting to those messages, knowing what's going on. Then we have meetings, which this one is a pretty packed one. We have whenever a new meeting is scheduled, for example, onboarding call scheduled, client, and then a link to send a virtual coffee. Click here to send a virtual $5, coffee gift card. If some of you guys have seen that hack that we have in one of our modules. And then we have invitee canceled. If somebody canceled their meeting, they're going to get a notification. If anybody no-showed, we'll get a notification. If we have a new Zoom recording, we'll get a notification with the Zoom recording from all of our meetings. And as you guys saw, they're natively hosted. So a lot of time, we can either watch them inside of the Slack channel, or we can just click the link and it'll open it super easily. Not only that, we can have all of our new meetings go into channels as well that are recorded and note taken on Firefly's AI. So this channel, everything meeting related, is going to also keep you and the team in the loop. Then we have our ops channel. This is an interesting one, a go high level onboarding form. So whenever the client fills out the go high level onboarding form and it creates their account, it then says new go high level account, client name, instruction, click here to access Automira, which is our go high level. Then whenever we get a new Zap error, one of our Zaps breaks, it'll send us a notification, new Zapier error, action required, Zapier automation, error message, click here to view task history, click here to manage the Zap. So now we're being notified when our stuff in our ops isn't working anymore. New Zap, whenever a new Zap gets turned on, someone builds a new Zap, notification as well. New app integrated, notification as well. These two, if you're a systems integrator and you have clients in Slack channels, if you've seen some of our videos, we actually will add the new Zap error, new Zap, and new public app into our clients' Slack channels so that they can be notified of these occurrences with myself and my team in there. Then we even have a new user created in Google Workspace. So whenever a new team member is onboarded operationally into the Google Workspace account, it will also send a notification into the ops channel. So we got 5 different occurrences coming in. So you can imagine with all these set up, if your business is actually, doing what it's supposed to be doing, you and your team are doing what you need to do, and your business is running smooth, you can measure that off of opening your Slack and seeing your channels and seeing your business have a heartbeat. When I don't feel as good about the way my business is running or operating, I always go back to my Zapier where my Slack notifications and all these different things are coming so that I can just know overall that my business has a heartbeat. The next thing is hiring. So hiring forms, you can imagine same thing, new hiring application, name, experience, explain, education, ETA, country, click here to view hiring application, document completed. Whenever we actually onboard a new team member and they sign a contract to do that, we get a notification. Whenever they book their onboarding call, we're also getting a notification as well. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 automations to automate your entire Slack workspace with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 channels, and you want a team chat as well. And I actually left this one blank because I want you guys to be able to take this and use what I've done to go over here and create your own creative one for your team channel. Maybe once a week or once a day at 9 a.m. you want to create a Zoom meeting, send it in there, or send something fun, or send content in there from YouTube, new YouTube video that's not even posted on your account, but maybe like ChatGPT's YouTube account, something like that. Reddit posts, new Reddit post in r/ChatGPT, send to your team chat. So there is so much you can do. As you guys saw down here with the triggers available, there's a lot. And I want you guys to take the team one after building everything else and get creative with it and think about what you guys can do. But yes, that was how to build a home base for your business in Slack with 25+ automations.